My name is Aisha, and I am 18 years old. Today, I want to open my heart and share something very personal. It is not just my story. It is also the hidden truth of many girls who live in hostels, far away from their families, trying to build a future. I am telling it in my own words because maybe my voice can save another girl from making the same mistakes, from losing her dreams. When I left my small town for the first time, I carried nothing but hope. My father ran a small grocery shop. My mother stayed at home, and I was the first daughter in my family to step into a big city college. Everyone believed I would make them proud one day, maybe as a teacher or even a doctor. I still remember the tears in my mother's eyes when she hugged me tightly and whispered, "Stay strong, my child. Study hard. Never forget who you are." With those words in my heart, I entered hostel life. At the beginning, everything felt new and beautiful. The tall buildings, green lawns, so many rooms filled with girls from different towns. It looked like a world full of opportunities. My roommates were friendly, and the first weeks passed peacefully. We laughed, shared food, and talked about our families. It felt almost like a second home. I would wake up early, pray, and sit near the window with my books, enjoying the quiet mornings. I thought this was exactly the place where my future would take shape, but slowly, things began to change. One of my roommates bought a new smartphone, and soon every girl was lost in social media. They talked endlessly about likes, followers, and new fashion trends. I had no idea how to use those apps, but to fit in, I also created an account. I uploaded one simple photo in my college uniform. Within minutes, strangers commented, calling me beautiful, cute, lovely. My heart raced at the attention. At first, I thought it was harmless appreciation, but it was the start of something I never expected. One night, a boy sent me a message. He wrote, "You are the prettiest girl I have ever seen. Can we be friends?" My hands trembled. My mother's words echoed in my ears, yet curiosity defeated caution. I replied with a small, "Hello." That single reply opened a door to a dangerous world. Every night, I found myself chatting instead of studying. His words felt sweet, but slowly his demands grew. He wanted more pictures, more attention, more of me. I felt guilty, but I couldn't stop. I was not the only one. Around me, girls who once dreamed of becoming doctors and engineers started skipping classes, sneaking out, or spending entire nights on video calls. The hostel, which was supposed to be a place of education, was quietly turning into a place where innocence was slipping away. The boy I trusted once asked me to meet him outside. At first I refused, but under pressure from friends, I finally agreed. That night, fear gripped me as I sneaked out. He was sweet at first, but then his behavior turned forceful. He held me tightly and whispered, "Don't be shy. This is love." My heart broke. I felt trapped, powerless, and ashamed. When I returned, I locked myself in the bathroom and cried until my eyes burned. That moment changed me forever. I realized I was no longer valued for my dreams, but only for someone's temporary pleasure. Some girls around me even faced blackmail with their pictures. One friend tried to harm herself, unable to bear the fear of her parents finding out. I looked in the mirror and asked myself, "Aisha, is this what you left your home for?" That night, I opened the Quran and found verses about patience, modesty, and self-respect. Tears fell onto the pages. I knew I had lost my path, but maybe it was not too late. Slowly, I deleted my accounts, stopped replying to messages, and returned to my books. It was not easy, but it was the only way to save myself. Today, when I look back, I feel both pain and strength. Pain because I lost part of my innocence, but strength because I survived and learned. To every girl listening, I want to say, your worth is not in likes or comments. Your life is not for someone's amusement. You are precious. Your dreams are precious. Protect them. Respect yourself. And never forget the values that keep you safe. After those difficult nights, I promised myself I would never fall into that trap again. But recovery was not immediate. It took time to rebuild my focus and confidence. The boy I had spoken to did not stop easily. He kept sending threats, saying he would share my pictures if I ignored him. At first, his words filled me with fear. I could not sleep, imagining what would happen if my family found out. But slowly, I realized that fear only gave him more power. I gathered courage and cut off every link with him. I blocked his number, deleted the apps, and refused to respond. His messages kept coming, but I reminded myself of my mother's words. Stay strong. Step by step, the fear began to fade. I noticed that I was not the only girl suffering. Many of my hostel friends were facing the same struggles, but they kept silent. Some were blackmailed, some had lost interest in studies, and some cried alone at night. It was heartbreaking to see how so many dreams were being crushed not by poverty or lack of opportunity, but by distraction, temptation, and misuse of technology. I realized the hostel had two sides. One side offered books, teachers, and opportunities to grow. The other side was a dark trap filled with false friendships and temporary pleasure. Which side we choose decides our future. One day, I gathered courage and spoke to a few girls in my room. I told them what I went through, how it almost destroyed me, and how I was trying to rebuild my life. Some of them laughed, saying I was being too dramatic, but others listened with tears in their eyes because they too were silently fighting the same battle. Slowly, a small group of us made a promise to support each other. We encouraged one another to study, to pray, to focus on the reasons we had come here. It wasn't easy, but that small support circle became a light in the darkness. I returned to my books, and for the first time in months, I felt peace. I started studying late at night again, reading with passion, remembering why I had left my home. My marks began improving, and teachers noticed my efforts. That recognition gave me even more strength. I realized something important. Once you take back control of your time, your heart, and your mind, everything begins to heal. But still, the memories of my mistake did not leave me. Sometimes I would look in the mirror and feel ashamed. Then I reminded myself that everyone makes mistakes. The difference is whether we allow mistakes to destroy us or whether we learn from them and rise stronger. I chose the second path. Now, when I look at social media, I see it clearly for what it is. It can be a tool for learning, but it can also be a trap for destruction. I don't blame technology. I blame the way we use it. And I want to tell every girl living in a hostel or away from her family, do not measure your worth through likes and comments. Do not throw away your dignity for someone's temporary words of love. True love does not demand pictures. It does not demand that you break your values. True love respects you, protects you, and helps you grow. Today, I am stronger. I am focused again on my dream of becoming a teacher. I want to stand in front of a class one day and guide young girls, not only in their studies, but also in their choices. I want to remind them that education is a gift, and it should not be wasted. I want them to know that they are not alone, that someone understands the silent battles they face. If you are listening to my story, please take one lesson from my life. Protect your dreams. You may come from a small village or a big city, but your future depends on the choices you make each day. Guard your dignity like treasure, because once lost, it is hard to recover. Never forget the tears of your parents when they sent you away, full of hope. Do not let those tears go in vain. I share my story not because I am proud of it, but because I want it to be a warning and a light for others. If my words can save even one girl from falling into the same trap, then my pain will have a purpose. I want to say it again clearly. You are valuable, your life is valuable, and your dreams are valuable. Do not trade them for temporary attention. Thank you for listening to my journey. Remember, respect yourself, respect your family, and respect the purpose for which you are here. The hostel can make you or break you. It depends on the choices you make. I chose to rise again, and I hope you will too.